the oldest. Anyone who knows who has brothers and sisters, the oldest is always the one who gets in trouble. The oldest is the one that always gets, has to be first. They're the one that fucks up first, but also gets the good shit first. So you kind of see that too, like within my crew and within even the movement. I kind of play a big bro role, to a lot of artists and shit.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Cool, man. Well, East of the River, like everyone says that you were like the founder of it and such, and I kind of like, you kind of touched on it a little bit as it was, wanting like an umbrella for your stuff, but like tell me like how was it like kind of deciding about like who would be like cool to like let in and like run with the flag, with everybody else, and like what's the initiation like? Was it like you had to get jumped in, you had to sign up online? I mean,
I mean, honestly, for me, it's always been like the talent first spoke. For me, like I always have made exceptions for exceptional people. Mm-hmm. So there was never ever like a necessary a thing. It was just more like the people I wanted around and the people that I grinded with just had that it about them. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of gravitated towards that more. And unfortunately, on the flip side too, I guess I'm guilty of, on times where there wasn't enough talent, or I didn't see the work, I didn't see that spark, I didn't see the it. Then I never had to be like, you're not a part of this. It was just more like we move a lot faster. You know what I mean? Like it's just like a team.
Yeah.
You either get to make the starting five, you might make the five on this team, but you might not make the five on the varsity team, or on this other team, because it's just their chemistry is they're a run and gun team. And that team over there is a low post team, and you're a big guy, and you move slow, and we move like this. And it just seemed like I was able to find people who move similar to how I did, or, the talent was like there where I was like, man, if I could get them to kind of grind and get this shit a little better, like they could really go somewhere with it, Mm-hmm. I always thought that about myself, so I just try to, I guess, find people that kind of have that same mentality.
Yeah, for sure. And seeing like your roster, man, that everyone from the East of the River, there's some killers on there, dude, legit. And it's not even just like straight lyrical shit. It's like creating in general. You know what I mean? It's just the content that everyone brings out, and everyone has like a certain like essence to themselves. You know what I mean? And so that's why like for you to like help like everybody else as much as they're helping you, it's like it's pretty cool to see how it's all growing. You know what I'm saying? And I've actually heard about you guys for a long time, but without knowing anybody from the group. East of the River. One of my friends, Sal, he's from Amarada. He was like telling me like, oh, you gotta get down with these dudes called East of the River, man. These guys are dope. I guess my cousin's in it. I don't know whose cousin it is, but I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty dope. And then I started checking you out more and more, and I'm like, all right, all these dudes are actually pretty crazy, and it's kind of hard to find that nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Especially with collectives, it's really difficult to come by.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, I mean, just to pull from that, like, we all come from different spots of LA, so we all have our own little take on what it is, Mm-hmm. And then East of the River was kind of like, again, an umbrella or just an idea for a hub where now even beyond the music and beyond the lyrics and the stuff we're saying, just having an identity and having something, a foundation to build from is something that we as artists in this area don't really get. For instance, if you grew up in Brooklyn, you already know that there's a history of hip-hop. There's already a foundation for which you can grow. If you grew up in Atlanta, we've been to these places. I've been to these places. Atlanta has more of a foundation of music and hip-hop than in East Los Angeles does. If you are a Chicano soul band, then you have a place here. If you're a mariachi band, you have a place here. If you're a fucking punk metal band, you got a place here. But if you're a hip-hop group or you're a hip-hop artist, there's no place for you right here. And so I just try to create that foundation, and like it's still being created now, but definitely I've been able to see the fruits of it for now 7-8 plus years, Yeah. Yeah, man, it's a trip. It really is a trip.
Yeah, man. I see you like really like taking initiative on a lot of stuff. Especially with the whole like COVID thing going on. Like you even have like your whole like EOTR like face masks for like when you go out and about. You even have like this new thing now. Especially promotion for the new upcoming single. I'm gonna let you touch on that right now, but you're also doing like this whole drive-in performance for it, like a big like debut for it, and then there's a bunch of other things going on. You know what I mean? Like, and mind you, this interview is not going to come out till maybe like mid June. So like, just so like you don't have to spoil anything. Don't feel like you are. Just go ahead and just free your thoughts.
Well, I mean, just as far as like staying innovative during this time, like it's been a crazy ass time. We're living through it.
Mm-hmm.
The entire, lockdown or just being cautious and also things not being able to move. We had to shut our studio down just because I knew it was a smart move to do. Just having too many bodies in and out and then not being able to book and make money out of it, it was like pointless to stay open, So I was like, I'm not going to be one of them fools. Let me open my place. Like, nah, I'm going to make a fucking call. I'm going to close the spot and save money and chill the fuck out and let the, get marshmallows while the world burns. That's how I saw it because I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm like, but I'm not going to be in the fucking spot while it burns,
Yeah.
So, at the end, luckily people listen, shit happened, things weren't as bad as it is, and now we're living kind of in the post of that. But, I'm trying to innovate, dude. I feel like in my head, I'm just a few moves away from just being in a whole other area or just, plateau that I'm aiming for. So this is all a part of it in a way. Like, this drive-in show is just a test where, hey, if this shit goes good, maybe we could book 20 drive-ins and do a full fucking national tour of this drive-in show, or bring lowriders and fucking shut down this whole, imagine bringing East LA lowrider culture to like Arizona and these Southwest cities where they're just starving for the culture we have here that we kind of take for granted. I'm just always trying to think like that, and that's just some free game and shit. I got some other ideas too that are in the works, but I'm just trying to stay on. I feel like it's a great opportunity. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, shit happens. It happens. You could either have it where it happens to you, or you can make it where, hey, this shit happened and I made something with it. I made it happen for me, But everyone's gonna see it their own way. That's just how I happen to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing I kind of like about this whole quarantine, is that like it really brings the creativity out of everybody. And like everyone, at least like even for myself specifically, like there's people out there that's doing interviews, but like strictly on Instagram Live. And I was thinking like, oh, I could do the same thing, but it's like, but I gotta make mine like kind of pop a little more. So this whole thing right here alone is already like a practice run. But like unfortunately you have more ideas brewing. I'll touch on that later. But even for yourself, like you still keep the ball moving. Like okay, like we have to figure out another way to keep attention and keep like traffic going our way. You know what I'm saying?
So. Yeah, man. Well, the first few weeks I think we're all in shock, kind of like what the fuck's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's kind of not happened, but we'll be like processing from here and also slowly getting back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
But like for independent artists, and this is one of the things that hit me today, I was like, this is the new golden era. This is the new indie golden era, because if you know how to do things yourself, you're beating the network. Like you're beating the industry right now, because they can't film a TV show. You can, because you got your following, you got your audience, and you have a phone in your hand. So now you could film whatever the fuck you want, and there's actually a gang of viewers just thirsty for the content. People are so thirsty, bro, so thirsty for content right now, and just for something new, it's pretty crazy, and so as artists, like we've been the one who's been starved for the audience and their attention, because it's been getting worse and worse with the attention span of people, and like even I could say like, hey, I came into the music industry in 2008, 2009. It was already kind of fucked up. Then I went to school in 2011 to LA Recording School to learn recording arts, and even when we were there, bro, the teachers and the instructors, and they would be like, man, y'all are coming into the music industry in one of the worst times. Like, studios are clean. Like, we're going to keep it 100 with you. Like big companies that used to make millions of dollars are going bankrupt, like, because of Napster, because of music downloads. And like, we were like, fuck, like that's the environment I came in. I was born into. We weren't born, me and you or any like contemporary person and hustler or musician or content creator, whatever. We're born in the time where, it's hard. Back in the day, you could get a better record, you could get a development, you could get there was more money floating around. Now, you had to be way more talented, that's for sure. But at the same time, there was more opportunity there. Now, it's like, people are just like, well, you know, before, people were just, no attention span. There was like, what do I get? I wanted to offer free. Now people are like, I need something.
Yeah.
I'm so like, I'm on, what do you got for me? I watched the whole thing. I need, you know, so it's kind of crazy to see it flipped on its side like that in such a short amount of time. My brain's still processing it. But I feel like, man, it's like the new golden age, especially for indie artists, man. Think about it. Like motherfucking JCPenney can't go and give you a shirt. You can't go buy a fucking new shirt at Nike store right now. They ain't open. You know, they barely open even then. They can't manufacture new shit because they can't get the stuff from this and they're too big to move. But your homie with the shirt press, that fool could press up 100 shirts right now. New designs from his head, you can have them out by tomorrow. And that's why you'll sell, motherfucking indie foods could sell more than Nike this next 6 months. So I'm like, fuck, dog, like it really's been hitting me. Like, this is a new golden era for indie artists if you know what to do, you know, if you know how to make this shit happen.
Yeah, big time, man. And I don't know, I've always thought it was kind of like a lucid lifestyle when it comes to stuff like this. Like, I hate using the word woke. It's been oversaturated so much. But to be lucid to a lot of these things, you know, it really just kind of, if you ever take like mushrooms before or like acid or anything of the sort, such as peyote, I don't know. But, you know, you take these things and then you have a different perspective on a lot. And especially with you know, the generational thing, to where things are different for our parents and everybody in that generation compared to now. You know, we have the whole internet in our pockets now. So it's like we do find ways to stand out, you know, and so, you know, I've kind of wanted to, like, you know, like use that transition into going into your last project, Long Live the Peyote, you know, and kind of give like everybody like not a quick summary of it, but like a good insight of what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you go to 86 Inca for the full insight. You know what I'm saying? But you know, but for the viewers right now.
Deep down on the album. But I mean, my name is Viva Mescal, and then like Viva